Next up, having heard about asteroids in games, we're going to hear a little bit about asteroids in movies. So we have with us Seth Shostak from the SETI Institute. He's the senior astronomer and director of the Center for SETI Research at the SETI Institute right here in Mountain View, California. And please welcome Seth to the stage.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, that's the last time you're going to applaud for this talk. I have 10 minutes, maybe check that, 10 minutes, and I just want to be here as a representative of the asteroids, because this whole conference so far has been about how they're really bad asteroids, right? They're nasty, and they could wipe out your city or your gusto-grabbing lifestyle. But I want to tell you a few things about what asteroids have done for you that's good. Now, I haven't even included a few things like the asteroid that, it may not have been an asteroid, but it was a big rock about the size of Mars that slammed into the Earth 4 billion years ago, more, and created the moon, right? And without the moon, maybe you might not be here, right? So that's good. I'm not going to talk about the fact that asteroids have brought all these molecules that might have been important in getting life started, and again, you might not be here. Where's the clicker? Is there no clicker? There is a clicker. I'm told it doesn't work. It doesn't work. There you go. Okay, you've already seen this slide, but here you are. There are plenty of bullets that could, ruin your whole day by coming in and incinerating the Bay Area. Now, incinerating the Bay Area would not be considered a bad deal by people living in Los Angeles, but on the other hand, it might be bad for you. This is the asteroid belt as we imagine it. You've seen pictures in the last presentation, right? All these asteroids sort of hanging around like the bad kids down in the, I don't know, in the boys' bathroom when you're in the 4th grade, right? So it looks kind of dangerous here. But this is not what it would really look like if you went to the asteroid belt. I'm going to show you what it would really look like. Oop. All right, so here you are close to Itokawa. Maybe this is up close to an asteroid, okay? This is what it would look like up close. But if you waited a few seconds, so this thing kind of drifted away, where's the next asteroid? Well, the next asteroid is, somewhere in there, somewhere, right? They're very far apart. You would need a pretty good telescope to see one asteroid from the next asteroid. So the idea that if you sailed through the asteroid belt, it would be like on Star Trek, you'd have to make all these maneuvers as if you were dodging a horde of bees, isn't quite true. So that's just, for the kids there. Now, this is how asteroids got a bad rep. Here you have this was a selfie that this Tyrannosaurus was trying to make, and then turn the camera around. You notice that unlike what you may see in your biology textbooks, these dinosaurs here had necks that were so long that they actually fell over all the time. Okay, so this is why why asteroids got a bad rep. But on the other hand, we had 150 million years of dinosaurs, right? You really missed out. There were 150 million years of Jurassic World, okay? And I mean, that's a lot of dinosaurs. And you can say, yeah, okay, so then they were wiped out. That's too bad. But my point of view is this. They should have been wiped out sooner. We wasted 150 million years on dinosaurs who never produced great literature, right? Never did anything for you. They didn't cure any disease. They just sort of roamed around, occasionally biting one another, all right? Now we have 200, they power our cars, she says. That's not true. It wasn't the dinosaurs. Squeezed dinosaurs are not what you're buying at your local gas station. Okay, we've only had 200,000 years of Homo sapiens, right? So here's the deal. You wouldn't have had these guys, of course, if the dinos hadn't been wiped out, right? If the dinos hadn't been wiped out 66 million years ago, you wouldn't be suffering through these talks. There would be dinosaurs in San Francisco. And you might say, oh, no, the dinosaurs would have gotten smart, and we would have still been sitting here, except the chairs would have big holes in the back so you get your tails through. Well, maybe, but this is what the evolutionary biologists tell me. They say, look, the dinos had 150 million years to get smart and didn't. So what would another 60 million years have done for them? Probably nothing. Okay, so here's my beef with the dinosaurs. They They were wiped out 150. Oh, the rock that wiped out the dinosaurs, I don't know where I get this number. It waited 150 million years. I know where I got it. That was the length of time the dinos were around. Right? Could have wiped them out sooner. It didn't. Waited 150 million years. If it had only waited 149.999 million years, we would be centuries ahead of where we are today, and New York would look like this. But not only that, we'd have cures for all the major diseases, and maybe you would live to 800 years before you died. So I'm going to say if the asteroids did anything bad, it was that they didn't wipe out the dinosaurs sooner. Okay, here's one other thing they're good for. I don't know how many of you know that there are oceans near San Francisco. It was thought that these oceans, where'd that water come from? When the Earth was born, there wasn't really any water here. It was a dry planet, okay? So that water came from somewhere. The usual thought was it came from comets. But these days, there's a new theory out there that says, no, Jupiter and Saturn, just 4 or 5 million years after the solar system was being born, Jupiter and Saturn took an excursion to the inner solar system. They got 4 times closer than they are now. In fact, Jupiter was about as far away as Mars, and if you'd seen that, you can go out and see Jupiter and Saturn next to one another after sunset tonight. If you could have seen Jupiter then, you'd see it as an actual disk on the sky. It wouldn't just look like a bright star, okay? But what it did is it herded all these asteroids to the inner solar system that slammed into the Earth. 20% of an asteroid is water, and there it is. When you look at the Pacific under the Golden Gate Bridge, that is asteroid juice. Okay, finally, and that's, by the way, how much there is of it. That was a lot of asteroids, right? A lot of asteroid collections. Billions and billions of asteroids had to give their O in order for you to have the oceans. Finally, just a thought. Asteroids are big rocks in space. We hear a lot about how we can deflect them. But the facts are that in the future, this may be where you live, or you earn a living by mining. You can certainly mine the asteroids. A lot of companies are interested in doing this. A typical asteroid would be worth $10 trillion. Okay, at least the metals in it, all right? And you could also use them as rockets. You know, you just bolt a rocket engine on the back, you live on the inside, you fly off to some other star system. Everything you need for your gusto-grabbing life is in that asteroid. All the light elements for making the technology, your cell phones, everything else. But finally, there's this suggestion, mostly due to Freeman Dyson, a British physicist, that the asteroids may be where your great-great-great-great-great-grandkids live. And you might say, that doesn't make any sense, but it does make sense, because there's a lot more acreage on all those asteroids than there is here on Earth, considerably more. They have everything you need for a good lifestyle, and this may be where we go in the future. As you can see, they're living on the inside. Okay, that's my 10 minutes. Thank you very much.